Right. Hi, I'm working from Pakistan, and this is spoken English course for those who want to learn English. All right. Today's video will cover day 25 and 26. Uh, this is a 60 days spoken English course, and there is unnecessary instructions, informations I am not following. I have my own approach, own way of understanding English, and I am pretty comfortable with it. Okay, let us start. My experience, um, I I thought that it would be um, a great thing that if I can prove myself a little helpful in your efforts to learn English. There are many things that half of the people say that we should learn English, and half of the people say that we should learn grammar to learn English, and half of the people say that they should not. Well, I am of those who says that we should not learn grammar or grammatic rules. So there are too many. But to some extent, I agree that some part of grammar is really very necessary. I must tell you that as I told in my previous video that the whole English structure is on 24 words. I call them not words. It is because that the word not is used with these words like will not, would not, shall not, should not. So these 24 words, I have divided them into three groups. Um, in the first group, there are 13 words like will, would, shall, should, can, could, may, might, must, do, does, did. You'll see these words in other spoken English programs, courses as well. And when you go to some institutions, they may also talk about these words. And they identify these words are helping verbs. Okay. Well, they are helping verbs because they help us make proper use of a form. As my understanding is that grammar is mainly the proper use of a form. So this one sentence covers more than 90% of grammars. The other things are the introduction of full stops, and I must tell you that here in the whenever I go to a grammar book, there's a lot of terminology like noun, verb, subject, or things like this, many blah blah blah. All right, but I have my own way of understanding, which does not involve this type of vocabulary terminology. Okay, there's not necessary. For example, uh, though I know them, but I don't think that they are not very necessary. Like you see, the letter, the word he is a pronoun. Pronoun is the word that is used for noun. But now he refers to a person who is one and who is not present. Okay, so he is that. Now, if this word he is a pronoun or not pronoun does not make much sense. And that the real thing is that we should have understanding of this word. Now again, and here is onto some things of grammar. I don't I strongly protest, okay, because they create hindrance. Everything that creates a hindrance, I do not accept that. So I feel that activize and passivize. There are two types of sentences, and mostly there in our culture it is that change activize into passivize. Uh, I don't think that there's any need of this. That though I have a very easy way of changing active into passive. because this was once this was a challenge, but there are there's no need of this that changing active into passive or passive into active. For example, a song is sung by him, or he sings a song. They are the same thing, okay? And but and there are two different ways of saying this song, this one. So he sings this song. When this sentence is available, there is no need to say that a song is sung by him. All right, both they mean the same thing. And they're not two different things, but two different ways of saying the same thing. Okay, so if you do not know much of active passive voice, does not matter, does not relate to language, spoken English. Okay, I must tell you that here, the when we are after learning this changing active into passive, again, there's a long process. And again, there is present indefinite, continuous, perfect, many things. Okay. When you are speaking a sentence, it is, you must know one thing. It's present, past, or future. Enough. The other thing is that the verb form that you are going to use, it should be correct. These two things of the grammar are very good. All other things we don't when we are speaking English, for example, we do not see full stop, we do not see capitals, we just see all the words are the same. And this is your way of saying the words. That when, for example, you pause, that means you put a comma, okay? And when there's long pause, that means you put somewhere in full stop. When you change the topic, change the scene, okay? In your conversation, when we are narrating something, the scene changes. Scene changes mean new paragraph. So this type of things are there when it's not that uh, everything. I sometimes I'm surprised that they have given in English no doubt we use different type of words, and they have given a special name to each type of words. Okay, well, for example, I divide them into 8 groups. So they call them parts of speech. Parts of speech are different kinds of words that we use in speaking English. So in my previous lecture, I talked about parts of speech, eight. Now I will not tell you the real meanings. I will just say the naming words. Every word, everything has a name. So the word that is used for something that is that's a naming word. Okay, and in grammar it is written as noun. Nouns are basically names. Okay, names of different things, names of person, names of, and there's no need to go very much deep into the pronoun, different kinds of nouns. Okay, there are, but we don't need to learn. Other thing is that there are, they very much we talk about verbs. Verbs are actions. Okay, let's see. The words they tell us something about an action. Okay, action words. I usually call them action words, like naming words and action words. So action words are we should be very careful while using action words because they are in 4 different forms. Okay, first form, second form, third form, and ing form. This is very common, and everybody understands that. So there is another term that is used, helping verb. Helping verbs are basically these 24 words I was talking, or not words because the word not is used with them. The whole structure of English is resting or standing on these 24 words. And um, if you do not take uh, take help from these words, you may make a big mistake. In English speaking, use of verb. Misuse of verb is the biggest mistake, and proper use of verb is the biggest achievement. And it will make all your English very easy. Many people say that they are looking for some vocabulary, and in our own culture, there's a lot of English vocabulary that we already know. Things have English names, and but because we do not know the proper use of verb forms, we the whole that vocabulary does not come in use. We do not use it, and then we say that English is very difficult. We cannot learn it. So, dear, here I am telling you that 24 helping verbs are there. Words, you can say, they help us a lot. So I have divided them into three groups. In the first group, there are will, would, shall, should, can, could, may, might, must, do, does, did. So these are the words that suggest me that I should always use first form of verb. And if I violate this rule, this is a very big mistake. The other thing is that second form, no helping verbs. If you are using a second form, you cannot use a not verb, okay? Because every sentence in which there is the word not, or every sentence that is in question form, it has at least one not word, okay? So um, we should be very careful about it. Not words. So second form, no helping verb. It always in comes directly like he played, he sang. There will be some example, and I will tell you that second form. Second form is always in the past, nowhere else, and it is always used in positive sentences. Right. Now the third form of verb has, have, had, and being. There are four helping verbs, four words: has, have, had, being. We use third form after these words. Okay. And in the last group, there are is, am, are, was, were, be, and been. Is, am, are, was, were, be, been. Okay, they are followed by ing form, and ing form can be replaced by third form. So we can say now is, am, are, was, were, be, been may be followed by ing form or may be followed by third form. In both these cases, your English sentence is correct, maybe giving different meanings, but the English remains correct. So if you are able to use the proper use of verb form, if to make proper use of verb forms, then your English is correct. You need not ask uh, anybody about it. Pronunciation is also there. Well, I am not very careful about it. Okay. I try to speak as clearly as it should be. Okay, so in my these efforts, sometimes I may not pronounce the words in a very fashionable way or in a very impressive way. Because being a teacher, I need to be clear. I need to be helpful. I do not mean to be impressive because this is professional life, and many people they try, my fellows, okay, they try to be impressive. When they speak, it should be such that um, it should be like the English people they speak. But my effort is that I should be pretty comfortable with the English speaking people. All right. So this is all about grammar. Grammar is mainly the proper use of a form. And if you ask somebody what is grammar, and nobody can give you a more precise definition of the word grammar, the grammatic rules, many, how many, nobody tells us all that. And one more interesting thing I'm going to tell you, a standard. If you see a person is using three words, be, been, being, if is capable of handling be, been, being, believe me, his English is good. And if these words were not in English, English would have been very, very easy, and nobody would be um, needing any teacher's assistance and sometimes what they call guide. So for this reason, English people or English country who are running spoken English courses, they are making handsome money, and we have to listen to the teacher very carefully. In my course, I do not use grammatical terms a lot. Okay, terminology I do not mean to introduce. I just help you to explain the system. Right, and now grammar I have told in details, and about tenses. Tenses people talk, yes, tenses are important, but not in a way like it's indefinite, continuous, perfect, or perfect continuous. Tenses are important. Just you should know that the sentence you are speaking belongs to present, past, or future. So this is all our efforts. And there are some certain words, they help us that the sentence identify the sentence belongs to present or past or future. Not very difficult. Seven signs are there which indicate the sentence belongs to present. There is, am, are, has, have. S plus one are subject followed by first form or can. S plus one is in our grammatical term is present indefinite type sentences, and first form is used directly. For example, I play, I eat, I write, I sing. So these are S plus one type sentences. All right. The past signs of past was, were, had. S plus two, that is subject followed by second form. Could and would. Would I always use in the past here when I was talking to you. I use the word would, but what I meant that that was for the past. Okay, in English would have been very easy. I feel sneezing. Okay, I come back to the lesson now. Activize, passivize, and let's see what this thing is. Activize and passivize. All right. So here I must tell you that this is a book written by the Indians and uh, dedicated to the Pakistani people because the language is Urdu used, and that's the writing style is very much Persian. And if you are in Pakistan, you can see that the translation is given on the right, and in this lesson, how to read this, it is written in, you see, Urdu language as well. For example, he sings a song, okay? Sometimes this may be, what I should say, typing mistakes in the, here I see, but never mind. Most of our students, English learners, they are good enough to read and understand these words. Right. So this is an activity, the kind of activity of changing active into passive. Okay, active, I change active into passive very easily. I know that changing from active to passive means adding one helping verb, and in passive voice sentence, the verb form is always used. Um, third form, third form of verb is always used. Okay, as I told you previously, that be, been, being are very important in speaking English, and the most difficult. If somebody is making proper use of be, been, being and so that means his English is very good. I personally acknowledge this. I don't regard the person as student. Yeah, definitely, everybody who has confidence, his confidence is based on be in being. All right. Okay, let us see. You will see one more helping verb. In passive voice sentence, there is at least one helping verb. All right. So he sings a song. A song is sung by him. So see, he goes to the end and the song comes in the beginning. Song is not something that can do anything. Okay, passive voice sentences start with something who cannot do anything or who is not doing anything in this sentence. All right. So a song is sung by him. I must tell you that one type of sentences are passive voice. There are seven signs I was telling you that is, am, are, was, were, be, been. They are used by ing form or they're used by third form. When you see that is, am, are, was, were, be, been is followed by third form, so that means the sentence belongs to passive voice category. The sentence is in passive voice form. All right. And if you do not see, if you see that is, am, are, was, were, be, been are followed by ing form, that means sentence is in active voice form. They're very simple, okay? And the word being is always used in passive voice. It's not used in active voice type sentences. So these are the two things which help me identify the sentence is present or past. All right. Okay, and passive voice sentences have at least one helping verb or they have at least one not word. Okay, we can add the word not here, is not, was not, will not, and is not, and was not. So all these type of sentences are passive voice form. Passive voice form sentences are those sentences in which is, am, are, was, will, be, been are followed by third form. So in this process is adding, 'cause this sentence does not have any helping verb. He sings, no helping verb. A song is sung, is one helping verb has been added. Another minor change is made that it goes to the end and the object comes in the beginning. Object is something that that's not doing anything. Okay. It has the action word has its impact on something, and the thing that is affected by the action word is called object, and this, and I usually understand it as something that cannot move, okay, or cannot do anything, or is not moving, or is not doing anything in the sentence. That is what I should say, object. The sentence is starting with that word or that person that's not doing anything. Okay. The song is not doing anything. Song is sung by him. Similarly, I delivered the message. Here, I mostly we add uh, be been being and change the verb form into third form. Third form. Okay. In this case, it was S plus one type sentence. There was no helping verb, and we added helping verb. Even there is no helping verb, we see that it is S plus one or S plus two. This is S plus one, so that means I will use is, am, are, and this is S plus two, and that means I will use was, were, and change the form into third form. And the all other the same type of sentences, they have one helping verb, and we use be, been, being according to the action word or verb form that is used. So here no helping verb, but S plus one type sentence is, am, are is used, and the form is changed to the third. In this case, S plus two type sentence and was, were was used in the third form. In this case, we have one helping verb. So there will be be, been, being, and you see first form. So be will be used. All right. Like they will, I delivered the message. So the message will come in the beginning. Was verb will be used, and third form. The message was delivered by me. Okay. Similarly, and they'll play cricket. So cricket will come in the beginning. Cricket will stay there, and be been being because it was first form. So be was used, and play changed into played by them. Next is, are you writing a letter? So are is already there. So that means I will shall use be been being according to this. All right. So letter and then see are will stay there. Letter. As we letter is coming in the beginning and this is question form. So we use is am. I told you that is am or can change according to the need. So is a letter being written, being was added, be been being, the being was added because there was sing form and right was changed into written by you. All right. Next is laborers over digging a canal. Laborers were digging a canal, so Masbar will stay there and being will be added and this will change into third form dug. Now, canal comes in the beginning. A canal was being dug by the laborers. Here you also see, have you finished this job? So have will stay there and this is third form. So be been being will be used so as the third form. So bin will be added. It is already third form. We don't need to change it. A job comes in the beginning. This job, there is a question form. So has have remained there. So has this job been finished by you? Have you finished this job? Has this job been finished by you? Similarly, will you have packed your luggage before the trains arrive? Before the train's arrival. Okay. Will you have packed your luggage and before the train's arrival? Okay, I don't care. Will shall remain they can change the character to the need, no problem. Mostly we are using will, shall has become an obsolete thing. So will is there and have is also there. Will your luggage will and your luggage it comes after this. Have will stay there. In future, we always use have. We don't use has or had. In future, we don't use these two words. So, will your luggage have been packed? So, bin was added, as I told you. Before train's arrival, it will remain the same. Now we move to the next. Help him. Okay, if the first sentence, if the first form is coming in the beginning, so this is order. Okay, so in this case, we use let and be. Help him. Let him be helped. Okay, so that's complete. There's no need to say by you. Now, next we have some more examples, I think. No, not further examples are not given. So now it is that a person is doing some passive or active. It's identifying how I identify if is am or was or be been is followed by third form that is passive. Okay, and if they are followed by ing form that's active. Okay, translation is given in passive type sentence. In here you can see some certain sounds that they are pronounced. So I'm going to read English for you. The Taj was built. Taj means Taj Mahal. The Taj was built at an enormous cost. See, was followed by third form passive voice. Maize is sown in the rainy season. Okay, is followed by third form passive voice. You will be punished for your negligence. Okay, here you see be followed by third form suppressive voice. He was accused of theft. Was followed by third form passive voice. Okay, there's no need to um, identify suppressive voice or active voice. Well, we just need that how they are translated in your local language. That's all. All the papers will have been marked. One thing is that the person or who a person or thing who can move is not in the beginning. Okay, and in the beginning there is that sentence is starting with a person or with a thing that is not moving, that's not doing anything. Have you been cheated? So that means cheater was someone else. Has he been informed? He was killed fighting the Chinese aggressors. Gandhi was born on 2nd October 1869. So Gandhi was born in 2nd October 1869. The Nochandi fair is held every year at Meerut. Okay, this is the name of place, and the fair is held. Okay, many many dailies are published from Delhi. All right, he will be pleased to see you, or he will be happy to see you. Right, both ways this is correct, but I was surprised to see the fury on of the floods. I was surprised to see the fury of the floods. It is said that Shivaji was an incarnation of Lord Shiva. It is believed that Shivaji was an incarnation of Lord Shiva. Right. Next is imperative sentences are those type of sentences actually in which there is some order. Okay. Um, or instructions do this or don't do this. These are imperative type of sentence. Do this and how they are transformed into passive voice. I told you first form in the beginning that is imperative sentence order, and we use let and be. All right. Let this do this work. Let this work be done. Ask him to sit down. Let him be asked to sit down. Punish him. Let him be punished. Advertise the post. Let the post be advertised. Please don't smoke. Okay. So this is request. Okay. So let smoke not be done, please. It is something like they have not. Please not smoke. Let this smoke not be done. Let smoke not be done, or let smoking. This is the one thing. Let smoke not be done. Let smoking not. Please don't smoke. We don't have see some sort of um, a challenging sentence first time in my life. Please don't smoke. Let not smoking be done. Yes, it should be like this. Let not smoking be done. Well, here. You were requested not to smoke. Well, that's also good, but this is not according to the system of translating active into passive. Well, can be used. Appreciate. Don't encourage indiscipline. Let not indiscipline be encouraged. So, in other way, it is written as indiscipline should not be encouraged. So, meanings are transformed. And that's okay. This is one way also, but very rare. All right. Let not smoking be done. Let smoking not be done. Please. Let smoking not be done, please. So that in that way, this is correct. And don't encourage indiscipline. Let indiscipline not be encouraged. Well, that's okay. Achievement. This type of complications they occur, and it is all because we, in our efforts to change active into passive, I told you that there's no need to change active into passive. In the beginning, I told this. The real thing is that we should be familiar with the type of sentence which are being used and what they mean. Like, for example, please don't smoke. If we can say like this, and there's no need to say you are requested not to smoke. It's the same thing, okay? Or let not smoking be done, please. Uh, well, both way, this is same easy way. It is that please don't smoke. Don't smoke, please. So both this is this better than the passive type sentences. Anyway, and converting active into passive is absolutely useless. I don't appreciate that. I wonder why this is in the examination and why and they are doing this because a major part of students' life goes in a learning active and passive, where I recommend that passivized words should not be used. Sometimes it becomes necessary that we have to use the passivized form. It is when we do not know the person or thing that's carrying out some action. Like bus is driven. In this case, we do not know who is driving the bus. Okay, exams are taken. We do not know who is the person who is taking exams or who are the persons who are taking exams. Okay, so information was given. We don't know who gave the information. When this type of situation is there, then we have to make passivized type sentences. The house was sold. We don't know who sold the house. So in this case, we need to make passivized. The house was sold. Okay, and it should be small type sentence. Right. Now interrogatives are there. What type of sentence? Translation of sentences. Transformation of sentences. Okay. As I told you that interrogative, assertive, a new kind of see exercises there, not active passive. Okay. So can anybody bear such an insult? Or can anyone bear such an insult? Nobody can bear such an insult. No one can bear such an insult. So, well, it's a question and it's an answer as well. Who can bear such an insult? No one can bear such an insult. Similarly, is not health more precious than wealth? Other way to say the same thing, where health is more precious than wealth, right? Good. Did they not enjoy the party? They enjoyed at the party. Shall we ever forget these good days? We'll never be able to forget these good days. And exclamatory sentences are those in which there is phrase or word that helps us express our strong feelings. Okay, like what a scene. And it in this type of situation can be when we are at wonder, or when we are shocked, when we have some sorrow. This type of things are there, then our exclamation mark comes, or exclamatory expression comes. What a beautiful scene. What a beautiful sight it was. What a lovely sight it was. So, in another way, we can say it was a beautiful sight, or it was a lovely sight, it was a beautiful scene, or it was a lovely sight. I don't know why they are changing like this. Scene is also, hey, I am doing this one again. What a beautiful scene it was. Okay, there should be scene and sight are the same. So here is some printing mistakes, I think. Next, what a cold night it is. It is a bitterly cold night, or it is a terribly cold night. Both ways this is correct. What a hard life we live. What a hard life we lead. We live a very hard life. We lead a very hard life. Imperatives. Please open the door. Will you please open the door? Please have a cup of milk. Will you please have a cup of milk? Please keep quiet. Will you please keep quiet? Positive type of sentences are there, like Amitabh is as tall as Sanjay. Sanjay is not taller than Amitabh. Very few cities in India are as big as Mumbai. Very few cities in our country are as big as Mumbai. Mumbai is bigger than most other cities in India, and Mumbai is bigger than most other cities in our country. No other man was as strong as Ali. Ali was stronger than any other man. Okay, here, very few Indian saints were as popular as Vivekanand. Okay, Vivekanand was one of the most popular saints in India. Right here, I must tell you that this Ali Raziyallahu Anhu, this sign is, which we should not write here if this is the name of an ordinary person. And this full name, like this, refers to the cousin of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. So whenever you are writing Ali, you should not write this. Okay, it is um, it should be omitted. It should be avoided, as it is written by Indians. They did not realize this, so they should keep in mind that this whole name with this or Z, it is for the nephew of the Holy Prophet, sorry, the cousin of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, right? Who was also the son-in-law of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, right? I just need to move into next page. Okay, it is negative type sentence. That means sentence in which no not is used. Okay, no man is immortal. Man is mortal. Sonia is not as intelligent as Abida. Abida is more intelligent than Sonia. There is no gain without hard work. Hmm. Where there is hard work, there is gain. And the next is she never neglects her daily work. She never neglects her routine work. She always pays attention to her daily work. She always pays attention to her routine work. Good. No sooner had I reached the station and then the train left. Scarcely had I reached the station when the train left. So, dear, this is how it comes to an end. Well, there were some challenging sentences as well. Long sentences, I told you that if you are learning how to speak English, you should avoid longer sentences. You should come to short sentences, and complicated sentences you should also avoid. Anyway, just read them, and if you don't understand them, or if you feel that you are not able to use longer sentences, in the beginning stage, it happens that we are not able to use longer sentences. What is the solution to this? If you are convenient in reading English, then I advise you that you should read books of your interest, and you should read them aloud. Okay. In this way, you will catch vocabulary, and you will also see that pay maximum attention where the be been being, and when and how the verbs are being used. So there are three lessons basically that help us and um, to make you speak English. And if you would like to join my class, we are in Bahriatown, Lahore, Pakistan. My name is Wahid, and my telephone number is. I must make another share, so I need to change the share. Whatever it here, just a minute. It will help me explain the things a little further. All right, where is that? This might be. Yes. Right, here. My telephone number is 0301 460 4168, and we are located in Bariyatan, Lahore, Pakistan. And if you are far away from our location, you can have online classes. And if you are making research on this language, you can also have my ideas, and you need to join for that. And you can make a phone call, and we can fix a time. I'll make sure my availability. And it is that if you go to some academy, and they will make your course for a longer time. For example, they make the course 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, like that. And here with me, the same thing you can cover in 1 month, and in another month, if we go for 3 months, so that means we are repeating the course for 3 times, and it will give you a lot of confidence. English is not difficult, it is made difficult, and this is what I always say. So if you are interested in spoken English course, my online classes are also available. And for physical classes, you can come to the academy. My telephone number is 0301 460 4168. And there are other services as well. Spoken English is also there. We can arrange hours, and we are also doing this IELTS mock tests. And it's M English Part 1, M English Part 2, English, MBA English Part 1, MBA English Part 2, or you can say intermediate Part 1 in English, intermediate English Part 2. And there are other subjects are also being taught in our academy, and class 9th, 10th science subjects, and for art subjects you can also come join our academy, but usually the schedule is for science subject students. Next is we also teach tenses in a very short and precise way. One thing is that if you're school-going children, we can help you explain present, past, and future as it is explained in the schools. And at the same time, we will also teach you as precisely as it should be. The other is grammar. Grammar is use of verb forms. In this, we'll tell you that's really important, and you cannot violate the rules which help us make proper use of verb forms. So easy way, and make my method of teaching is that minimum instructions, maximum practice. Other institutions or teachers, my fellows, they have maximum instructions, minimum practice. Maximum instructions makes us more impressive but less helpful. Minimum instructions and maximum practice makes us helpful, maybe less impressive. But what you need is help, not the impressiveness. Creative writing in this we can help you, and you can send your creative writing to us, and you can have my opinion. And if you want to join the academy, I will tell you that how to make a good creative writing as well. Active passive skills, I told you that recently in this video, active passive skills were used, and direct and indirect skills are also there. Translation skills are also there, and they will help you make proper understanding. And the presentation and the paper solving skills are really very important, and you should uh, have my words, they will help you gain every single mark that people do. Some very good students, and then they do not make a very proper presentation, and they lose their precious marks, and sometimes their precious position as well. Literature introduction is really important, and mostly people who are doing the MA English part 1 or part 2, they are studying literature, but unfortunately, they do not know what literature is. So, introduction to literature is really very important. At the same time, the English medium children in their English books, I have also seen that there is a lot of literary work, and paragraphs most more than you see. There are some instructions as well, but most part covers the literary activities, literature related essays, or dramas, or poetry, or plays, or things like this. So understanding of literature is really very good, very important. So introduction to literature, this is very good, and you can join online or in classes. Other classes are grade 6 to 8, all subjects, and mostly female staff that is teaching. Grade 3 to 5, all subjects, again female staff that's teaching the classes. And foundation classes, if they are students, because they're very small students, and uh, uh, if you are 5, 6 students, then we can arrange a female teacher, and the class can start. So this is all my message as well, and our this video is getting very long, and I hope that you will find this video very useful. And if you have a question, you can email me because I don't read much of the comments. You can use my number 0301 460 4168. So now I hope you have found this lecture useful, and I'm sure your opinion is positive. And if you have any suggestion, and or if you have any question in your mind, you can send it at my email. That is tryetext@gmail.com. Try, E for eagle, and text like textbook. So tryetext at gmail.com. This is my email, and you can send the snaps of your creative writing or if you have carried out activity, active and passive, or direct and indirect, or if you have some other better understanding about grammar, tenses, you can send that to me. I'm sure that you will like my comments. I uh, this is the spoken English course. If you join my online classes, there is some fee. The people from poor countries, I don't charge much, but people from um, good countries, they will pay according to their economy. They should pay. Most of the European, they don't need, but for a research work, they can contact me, and material is available, and there's not much of the material, I should say, but the research was never carried out on this language, and there is a history. This is a fact that English is considered as difficult language, and it's a challenge throughout the world. Okay, most majority of the people, very few, the percentage of the people living in a country is very low who can speak English. I have visited some other countries as well, and still people need confidence. And in my course, you will gain a lot of confidence relating to learning English. So, video is getting very long. Wish you have a very good day. Thank you very much for being with me. Keep remember me in your prayers, and with all the best wishes, I now beg you of you. Goodbye.